everybody, and welcome to our first bootcamp session. So I'm going to run through everything that we are going to do today. So firstly, we're going to go through our T-zone, spinal position, breathing and cueing points, and then we're going to look at some of our Pilates moves. It's starting off pretty easy today, just so you can start to build that mind-muscle connection. And then we're going to move on to some deep stretches to finish off and feel really, really good. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm going to talk to you about the T-zone to start with. So the T-zone comprises of your pelvic floor muscle, which is the one that sits under here, and your transverse abdominis, which is the deep muscle underneath that runs all the way from down here, all the way up to your rib cage. So together, those two are what make up the T-zone. So when I'm talking about tighten your T-zone, what I want you to think about first is imagine that pelvic floor muscle, and it's almost as if you've got a rope inside you and you're pulling up. So if you just close your eyes for a second and imagine pulling up that pelvic floor as if you're really tightening it up. And then the next part of this is hip bone to hip bone. You're crunching across to meet that line, crunching across and pinning it in, and then the whole thing you're flattening down. Okay, so you guys should be down on the mat for this one. So come down nice and safe. So we're going to run through that T-zone. So we're thinking about pulling the pelvic floor muscle up. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Crunching across from the hips until we meet it. And then flattening the whole thing down towards the mat. And release. And go again. Pulling up, across, and flatten down. Release the T-zone. Tighten the T-zone. Up, across, and down. I just want you to take your fingers now and place them on the inside of your hip bones here, okay? Inside. It should be nice and doughy. Nice and doughy in there when you're all relaxed. And then we're going to tighten the T-zone. So pulling up, across, hip bone to hip bone, flattening down. And you should feel very slight contraction. Or if you've got a strong T-zone, you're going to feel that go rock solid. If you can't really feel anything, don't worry. That's what we're here for. We're going to build up this T-zone because this area is your powerhouse, okay? So let's just do it again. So T-zone, so pulling the pelvic floor up, hip bone to hip bone, and flattening down. And release. Once more. Up, hip bone to hip bone, flattening it down. Release. Pull up. Hip bone to hip bone, flatten down. Beautiful. Okay, next thing that I'm going to talk to you about is your spinal position. So the two things you'll hear me saying about spine is a neutral spine and an imprinted spine. So neutral spine is basically when you have like the natural curve that's in your spine present. And so from your lying down position, what I want you to do is just take the base of your hands and place them on the hip bones that we were just in, and then your fingers come together as a diamond onto that pubic bone. And so when you're in a neutral spine, this diamond should sit completely flat, parallel to the mat. So if you just do that, and then you should feel that natural curve in your spine. Just take your right hand now and just sort of poke around in your lower spine, and you should be able to get like a little bit underneath there. Okay, so then when we're talking about imprinted spine, now I want you to think about those lower ab muscles pulling down towards the mat, and you should feel a bit more of your spine coming in contact with the mat now. And the other thing you'll notice is that your fingers have very slightly raised. So we'll just go back to that neutral. So flattening off the diamond and then imprinting the spine and the fingertips raised up. We're not lifting the tailbone, tailbone stays down. So go back, neutral, imprint, neutral, imprint. Awesome. Got that one? Perfect. So then breathing. Take your hands, put them on the lower parts of your ribs, and we're going to be breathing in through the nose and just feel your ribs expand out into your hands. And then as you exhale out through the mouth, we're going to be gliding the ribs, closing them down towards the hips. Okay? So inhale, expanding into the hands. Exhale, closing down to the ribs. And again, inhale, expand. Exhale, closing those ribs to hips. Almost as if you've got a little string in between your lowest rib and your hip bone there, and you're trying to shorten it as you breathe out. So just imagine that now. You're just shortening that gap. Beautiful. Okay, and then the other cues that you'll hear me talking about are tucking the chin. So one of the reasons why I use a block all the time is just because my ears do not sit inside my shoulders when I'm lying down flat. It's just because of my spinal position. So you want to have your chin tucked, not overly tucked, not like this, creating as much double chin as you can, but you just don't want to have too much space in here, because otherwise you're just going to end up hurting your neck. We will start to build these muscles in the back of our neck, so don't worry, this will come with time. So you just want to have a gentle chin tuck. Shoulders down and back. So with this you're thinking about your shoulder blades drawing down towards the lower part of your spine. So just really pulling them down and back. Down and back. Without tensing through the neck. Shoulder blades down and back. Perfect. Alright, so shall we get into it? Alright, beautiful. 1 second. So, we're going to start off lying down, as you probably still are. And I want you to think about that T-zone, okay? So we're just going to be doing some pelvic tilts. So, tighten through the T-zone. So remember, lifting up, across, flattening down, and then start to curl your tailbone up towards your belly button. And then release. Retighten that T-zone. And then exhale to curl the tailbone towards the belly button. And inhale, release. Tighten that T-zone again. Take as much time as you need to reset the T-zone each time. Remember, you can put your fingers on the inside of your hip to test. So we're raising up, hip bone to hip bone, flatten down, and curl. And then inhale, release back down. Exhale, curling up. Inhale to release. Tighten that T-zone. Really focus on what you're doing here. So yeah, exhaling, curling that tailbone up. Inhale, release back down, and reset the T-zone. Only once your T-zone is rock solid, or you think it is, that's when you initiate the movement. Because we need to have that core stability before we start doing any movement, so that the core can start to take the stress off of our back and other areas of our body. The sooner that we start making these core muscles the dominant ones, the more benefits you're going to see in other parts, okay? Alright, so we're just going to move into some lift foot. So grounding down into your ankles, heels to the mat. You're just going to tighten through the T-zone, and then on an exhale you're going to pick your right leg up and bring your knee up until you get this 90-degree angle from the ground. And then inhale, release back down. And you're going to push through the right heel now and bring the left knee up. Remember, keep checking that T-zone. Keep those fingers in those hips. You want to really be pulling the lower abs down. Support that spine. No arching through the back as we do this move. And down. Drive through the heels as you lift. And down. I just want you to take a second now to check that you've still got your chin tucked, shoulders are down and back. We've got no arching in the spine, but we do have a neutral spinal position. So the natural curve is there, but we're not arching. You're not starting to feel your ribs flare up. And the way that you combat that is as you exhale, we're gliding those ribs down to the hips. Beautiful. Okay, so now you're going to take your fingers and you're just going to rest them sort of behind on your head, behind your ears. And inhale, T-zone. Exhale, you're going to start to curl the body up, keeping the elbows wide and keeping your eyes looking at your knees. Coming back down. Reset the T-zone. Exhale, curl. Inhale, coming back down. Reset the T-zone. Exhale, curl. Inhale, come back down. Make sure you're keeping those elbows nice and wide. Keep going with this one. Curling up and curling down. Make sure you've got your chin tucked, shoulders down and back, no tension in the upper body at all. You've still got the natural curve in your spine, neutral spine. T-zone is retightening, resetting before every movement. Keep your knees pointing up towards the sky. They shouldn't be wobbling about from side to side. This is a really small movement, but big results. Really important. Nice. Inhaling as you come down. Exhaling to curl up. Okay, if you've got something beneath your head, just take it out. You're just going to rest your hands down by your side. Inhale, tighten that T-zone. And exhale, you're going to start to curl that tailbone up towards the belly button again, but this time you keep going. So each vertebrae lifts, 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 until you've got that nice straight line. You're driving through the heels. And then we exhale to curl, 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 slowly back down. Inhale, T-zone, tighten. Exhale, curl the tailbone to the belly button and start to lift one vertebrae at a time. Lift, 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 lift. Inhale, tighten that T-zone, drive through the heels, and exhale, start to lower one at a time, back down. Check your body. Chins touch, shoulders down and back. Neutral spine, T-zones tight, driving through the heels, knees are straight up. Exhale, start to curl the tailbone all the way up, and then you start to lift the vertebrae up. Only coming up as high as like your bra line or the just beneath your shoulder blades. Inhale, hold, exhale, curl back down. Keep your chin tucked. T-zone. Exhale, curl. Lift, 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 lift. Beautiful straight line. Inhale to hold, exhale to curl back down. Nice and slow. Inhale, T-zone. Okay, next exercise we're going to do, we're going back to a lift, so you can have the block under your head again if you like. We're going to drive through the left heel. I'm going to pick the right leg up, extend out long, bring the knee back in, and foot comes back down. And now I drive through the right heel, I pick my left leg up, extend out long, inhale, come back in, exhale down. So we've got chin tuck, shoulders down and back. Spine is neutral, T-zone is tight, and then I'm picking my leg up with an inhale, exhale to extend, inhale, T-zone pulls that leg back in, exhale, heel comes down. Swapping sides, inhale, lift the knee, exhale, extend, find length, point that toe, inhale, knee comes back in, exhale, heel down. Just take a second, is your chin still tucked, shoulders down and back, no arching through the spine. As you extend the leg out long, glide the ribs down to the hips. Think about that gap shortening between the lowest rib and the hip. So inhale, T-zone tight, exhale. Inhale, draw it back in with the tight T-zone. Exhale, ribs to hips. Nice work. Keep going. Swapping from side to side. Okay, and when you get to your next extend, you're going to hold it out there. So holding out, ribs to hips, and pulse. So you're inhaling for a few pulses and exhaling for a few pulses. There's no tension in your upper body. The work starts here. Find length in the leg and just pulse. Keep that knee and the leg completely straight. You might notice that your leg wants to rotate in or out, but just try and keep it nice and straight, and then we'll build the right muscles that will help to keep you in alignment in day-to-day life, not just when you're doing this move. Keep pulsing. Bring the knee in, rest back down. Okay, drive through the heel, pick up the other leg. Extend out long and start to pulse, pointing through that toe. You've got your chin tucked. There's no tension at all in this upper body. The work is here. Have a little check. Is your T-zone on super tight? Even check your pelvis. Are you definitely neutral spine? Have you got that nice flat diamond? Okay, keep going. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Beautiful work. Really gives you a chance to think about inhaling T-zone. Exhale, close that gap between the ribs and the hips. And bring the knee in, Press back down. Okay, and now you're going to squeeze your heels together. Knees squeeze together as well. And as you inhale, you're going to let your leg, one knee, pull out to the side. And then exhale, draw it back in. So on the other side. We're going to, this time, exhale to let it out. Inhale, draw it back in. This is all about control, okay? So we want a really quality movement. We want to make sure that the stabilizing leg remains perfectly straight, completely rock solid with the knee up towards the ceiling. Really controlled. And it's the T-zone. This beautiful T-zone that we're sculpting is what is controlling this movement. So really tighten through the T-zone. Nice. Such a small movement, but to actually get the quality of the control takes a lot of focus. Not as easy as you think. Beautiful. Keep going with this one. Almost there. Just letting one knee fall out at a time, the other one staying rock solid. Okay, so you can take out the block from under your head if you have one. And now is the first time that we're going to imprint the spine today. So really think about pulling those lower abs down towards the mat, and you're going to lift one knee at a time up until you find 90 degree in both legs. Squeeze the legs together, thighs, knees squeezing together, spine is imprinted, arms are coming out to the side, okay? And then we're just going to inhale to let both knees fall out to the right hand side. Exhale, bring them back in. So chin is tucked, shoulders down and back. We are rocking from side to side. And the most important thing here is that you're not arching through that lower spine as the knees come over. So you're keeping that imprinted spine feeling, so really pulling those lower abs down towards the mat. It's only one bum cheek that's lifting. Really nice. Just keep going from side to side. This one is a slow burner. It'll catch up with you. Squeeze those knees together. Squeeze the thighs together. Really nice and controlled. Both your knees stay in exactly the same position. And you only go as far out as you can while maintaining T-zone. Every time you come back, make sure that spine's imprinted. That's really important. So just take your time. Imprint the spine. Almost there. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to move into a nutcracker. Another one for our abs. So we actually want the hands to be directly above us now. And what we're going to do is tighten the T-zone. And then as we exhale, we're going to squeeze the ankles together but part the knees and start to curl our way up, reaching through the legs. Eyes follow your fingertips. Coming back with an inhale. So tighten that T-zone, imprint that spine, exhale. Curl up, reaching through, eyes are following your fingers. You're still squeezing those heels together. Inhale, come back to your starting position. Spine's imprinted, T-zone is tight, and exhale. Inhale, coming back down. T-zone tight, spine imprinted. Exhale. Inhale, coming back. Nice work. Keep going. So, exhaling to curl up and reach. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale. Knees come back together, arms overhead. Reset that T-zone. Spine's imprinted. And then we go again. I know it seems like a lot when you get started. All of the cueing and everything. But honestly, it will just become second nature after a while and you won't even listen to me anymore. My words will just wash over you. Okay, so we're going to keep our knees up in tabletop. Last exercise now. So, arms up overhead. Check the T-zone. Spine's imprinted. And we're going to start to reach the arms back. As the arms are reaching over, keep a real close eye on what's happening with the spine. We don't want it to start to arch at all. And then bringing the arms out and around. Back up. T-zone's tight, spine is imprinted. Arms start to reach back. Inhale, coming round. And up. So, really think about shortening that space between the ribs and the hips as the arms come back. So, exhale. Inhale. Arms come round. I know this one's tough, but this is our last exercise, so give it your all. I actually need my block back under. So, exhale. Ribs to hips. No arching through the back. Inhale, coming round and up. T-zone's tight. Let's go again. Inhale, coming round and up. Check that T-zone still tight. Spine's imprinted. Exhale back. Inhale, out and round. And up. Checking. Almost there. Last one. Keep going. Hands come onto knees. One leg at a time. Coming down. Well done. Awesome. So we're actually finished with the Pilates part of this workout and we're moving into our deep stretch straight away. Let's get all the benefits of that workout going. Okay, so you've got your band ready. We're just going to bring both knees in to the body. Tailbone stays down, but we are going to reach in and hug those shins down. And now just start to gently rock side to side. Beautiful. So good. It was an awesome workout. Mastering the basics. Okay, so extend your left leg out long. You're going to keep your right leg hugged into your chest. Hug it in, as if you're trying to get your knee to your shoulder. No tension in your neck, your shoulders. You're just really, driving the knee towards the shoulder. If you can reach behind your heel, go for it. If you can't, it really doesn't matter. Just hug it in. Keep an eye on your chin position with this one. Nice. I just want you to start to slow your breathing down, just using your nose for all of your breathing, in and out. Okay, take your right hand, reach for the inside of your right leg, and we're going to do a half happy baby. So the back of my arm is actually pushing my leg down towards the mat, although you might not be able to see that. Everything else is relaxed. So start to breathe light, slow and deep, all with your nose. As light as you can. Awesome. So just grab the band. I'm going to make sure that one's ready. You're going to pull your right knee in and across, but this arm comes out a 90-degree cactus arm. Nice twist all through the body here. Keep that breathing nice and light and slow. Nice and light and slow. Beautiful. So now, with that band ready, you can pop it underneath the ball of your foot and you're going to extend your leg out long. The other leg, the foot is flexed, okay? And then you're just gently pulling this one towards your head. Really think about pushing your heel up towards the sky. That's where you'll get a good stretch, when you really start to think about that heel driving up. Nice and relaxed. Light breathing all through the nose. If you don't have a band for this one, you can just use a towel or a jumper, top, anything. Anything that you can reach around your ball of your foot. No big deal. Okay, so now we're going to bring this one across the body. So I've got the band in my left hand and I'm bringing my foot across to my left. And I'm once again back in that cactus arm position. And my heel is driving out towards the side now. Still pushing out through the heel. But I'm pulling my toes towards me with the band. This one gets in real deep. Enjoy the twist. Nice slow breathing. Alright, bend that knee in towards you and you can drop the band down onto that left hand side. And now we're going to pull the knee of the left leg in towards the shoulder. So other foot is flexed. Just relax into it. Awesome. The lightest, slowest nasal breathing that you can do. Alright. And you're going to take your left hand Reach for the inside of that left foot, and we're coming out into that half happy baby. So the back of my arm is actually pushing my leg down towards the mat. Really relax. Keep that breathing as slow as you can through the nose, in and out. Beautiful. So bring that knee in towards the chest and across to the other side for that spinal twist. We're going into cactus arm. So this left arm is out at 90-degree angle. And I'm really relaxing in the lower part of my spine. Breathing down into those lower ribs. You can think about breathing all the way down into that lower spine. And now very gently roll back, grab your band. It's going to come to the ball of your foot or your towel or whatever. And the other foot is still flexed. And we've got the leg just gently pulling in towards the face. But at the same time, the heel is driving up towards the sky. So you've got two separate forces acting on your leg at the moment. The drive towards the sky and the slight pull towards your face. Just try and enjoy these ones. Beautiful. Now we're going to pull that leg across the body. So with the right hand, I'm pulling it across, still pulling the toes towards my head and driving the heel away. And I've got my left arm back in cactus. Once again, breathing nice and deep down into those hips, but all through the nose. Light but deep. Keep driving out through the heel. Can you pull the toes a little bit higher? Beautiful. And now bending the knee in. And we're just going to finish off our stretch by stretching our fingers as far away from us as we can and our toes. Full body stretch. Oh, really go for it. As if you're trying to pull your arms out of your shoulder sockets. You're trying to pull your legs out of your hips. Keep your breathing nice and light all through the nose. Keep pushing. Stretch, stretch, stretch. You're almost there. Push a little bit more. A little bit more. And relax. So you can just bring your arms down by your side for a nice shavasana. And just enjoy the feeling that's in your body right now. Feel free to stay in this position for as long as you want. Otherwise, continue to have a great day and well done for getting through that one. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers.